In a quiet meadow at the very edge of Whisper Wood Forest, where the air was sweet with wildflowers and the grass swayed like a green ocean, 3 tiny fox kits, Rusty, Ember, and Willow, came into the world beneath a blanket of glittering spring stars. Their mother, Luna, was no ordinary fox. She was a legend in these woods, the swift shadow that hunters could never catch, the clever mind that could outwit even the craftiest badger, the gentle heart that curled around her little ones each night, keeping the chill and danger of the forest at bay. From the moment their paws touched the earth, Luna began their training in the ways of the wild. Rusty learned how to leap high and land softly on grasshoppers without crushing them. Ember learned to stand still and hear the faint rustle of a mouse tunneling beneath the soil. And little Willow, shy, quiet Willow, learned how to melt into the undergrowth at the whisper of a hawk's shadow. Life was safe. Life was warm. Life was full of Luna's voice and her lessons. But then came the night that tore it all away. It started with a low rumble, distant at first, like the growl of some enormous beast deep in the mountains. The wind crept through the trees, cold and sharp, making the meadow shiver. Clouds rolled in, swallowing the stars one by one until the world above turned black. The wind rose to a howl, bending the trees until their branches scraped the ground. Rain poured in silver streams, hammering the earth. The forest, usually alive with the songs of crickets and owls, fell into an eerie silence between thunderclaps. Luna stood at the den's entrance, her fur slick with rain, her golden eyes sharp and determined. "Stay inside," she told them. "I'll be back before moonrise." And then, just like that, she was gone, vanishing into the storm with the flash of her white-tipped tail. But moonrise came and went. The kits waited. 1 night. 2 nights. 3. The den grew colder. The air felt heavy. Their bellies ached with hunger, and every snap of a twig outside sent their hearts racing. They huddled together, trembling, their eyes fixed on the shadowy forest, listening for the sound of her paws. She never returned. And in the quiet that followed the storm, a truth began to take root in their hearts. If they were going to survive, they would have to be brave. They would have to be clever. They would have to live the wild way, just as Luna had taught them. One pale morning, the hunger became too much. Rusty, the oldest, stood at the den's mouth, ears twitching. He remembered how Luna had said, "The forest always speaks. You just have to listen." So he stood perfectly still. He heard the drip of water from a fern, the creak of a branch overhead. And then, scritch, scritch, the tiny scratching of beetle legs in the grass. Without thinking, Rusty leapt. His paws landed on the insect, and for the first time in days, they had food. It was small, but it gave them hope. Later, Ember lifted her nose to the wind. She remembered Luna saying, "Your nose will lead you to what your eyes can't see." She sniffed once, twice, and caught a sweet smell. Not meat, but something good. She followed it through the tall grass until she found a bush heavy with ripe red berries. They ate until the juice stained their paws and whiskers, their bellies finally full. That night, as they searched for more food, the whisper of wings sliced through the air. A barn owl, silent and swift, dove from the sky, talons outstretched. Willow squeaked a warning, and in an instant, they darted into a hollow log. The owl's shadow swept over them, but they were safe, because they had stuck together. Weeks passed. Their fur grew thick, their legs strong, their eyes sharper than ever. They chased rabbits through golden meadows, leapt over fallen logs, and read the hidden language of the forest. They were no longer helpless kids. They were wild foxes now, clever, fast, and free. One crisp autumn night, they climbed to the top of a hill. The valley spread out before them, bathed in silver light from a glowing full moon. Rusty, Ember, and Willow stood side by side, their tails brushing together. And as the wind moved through the grass, they thought they heard it. A soft, familiar bark carried through the night air. They looked up. In the drifting clouds, they could almost see her, Luna, her golden eyes warm, watching over them from the stars. They had survived. They had learned. And Luna's lessons would guide them forever. If you enjoyed this wild story, hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to Kid Curious Lab for more amazing animal stories every week.